Hello, assalamu alaikum. Good morning, khushamdi, ji ayanu, goedemorgen.
Pagheragale, ni hao, Chunashume, Washwale, Ohio, Gonzaimus, Guten Morgen, Ola, Boyor, Privyat, Kaifahal, Hale Shuma Chatore, Ahlan Wasalan Marhaba, Privyat, Buna, Mucho, Gracias, Swabiab, and a very amazing good morning to everyone who's tuned into PTV World and are watching World this morning on a very fine Wednesday morning over here in Islamabad, ladies and gentlemen. With me, I have the very amazing Shiza Hashmi, and my name is Shahzad Ehsan Khan. Hello, Shiza. How are you doing today?
I'm doing absolutely great. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much for mentioning it's Wednesday. I'll tell you why. Lately, I tend to lose count of the days that are going on. I literally, wake up and forget if it's Wednesday or if it's Monday or if it's Friday. I don't know why, but thank you for the reality check.
No, but okay, let me ask you, why do you think that you're actually forgetting which day it is? Because, first of all, you're a student at a university, you're a master's student.
Right.
So every now and then you actually have to use the date for yourself as well. And not just that, so every other day you're waking up, you're reading the news articles. So how do
Exactly.
you forget that which day it is today?
I
Or
feel
is,
like-
or is there something which is keeping you very busy these
Yes,
days?
that's what I was about to say. I feel like my brain probably is too overworked lately. And I think it's only natural for that to happen. Yes, I do attend my classes and everything. Every other day I'm, on the show as well,
Yep.
sharing my morning with you guys
Yep.
too. But sometimes the brain just does not work.
Well, that's fine. But, I think I have a similar story to share with you as well, because yesterday I was in conversation with my mom, and my mom was like, oh, you know what, you should actually take a few days off. And I was like, you're the very first of a kind mother who's actually telling his son to take some days off. And I was like, why do you want me to take some days off? Because, early morning when you get up, you ask for so many things. I think I'm tired for a while as well, and I need to rest. I'm like, Mom,
That's
don't
sweet.
worry, I'll manage it myself as well. So I think, and at the same time, it gave me, quite a lot of confidence and positive energy. And it was because of the fact that, ladies and gentlemen, even though that people who are managing my things back at home are getting tired of me going to work, so then imagine that the kind of feeling I must have inside me. And yeah, I think it gave me a positive vibe as well. So what about you? Every day waking up, how does it feel?
I think we've gotten used to it, no? But
Yeah.
since you living with the family, of course,
Yeah.
I do realize that because I did get to spend almost a year with my family as well when I was working. So for people to share your sort of duties and responsibilities early in the morning, it can get hectic for them. But I feel like with Mother Shazad, it's so sweet because they take it as a responsibility from their heart. I mean, ever since we were children, they're waking us up for school and everything, preparing us for things, our curricular and co-curricular activities and everything. So
Yeah.
I don't think it matters to them anymore
Wow.
if they have to still work.
Yeah, well, that's great. And since you've talked about preparations as well, so ladies and gentlemen, preparations are in full swing for PSL 5, PSL
Oh,
season
yes.
5.
Multan Sultans.
No, no, Multan Sultan. I think I'll be supporting Islamabad United, obviously, and it's because of the fact that they became champions 2 times as well. But not just that, I think that the opening ceremony is going to be fabulous because a few of my favorite musicians are going to be performing. For example, Asim Azhar, Ali Azmar, Haroon, and the Sajad Ali.
Wow.
The list just keeps on going as well. And since I was watching a lot of other people's and all of these friends Snapchats and Instagram stories, everybody was rehearsing in Karachi. But just to give you an overview of that as well, what PSL is for all of those people in 45 different countries. So it is the second largest franchise over here in this world as well after IPL, ladies and gentlemen. And this time around, everybody had the option of retaining their 8 favorite players from the previous team, and then they can actually hire 7 new more foreign players as well. But on the papers, I think so far Karachi Kings look fabulous as well, and it's because of the fact that Babar Azam is there, and particularly a few more as well. But other than that, I think that people this time around would love to see Karachi Kings and Lahore Qalandars in the finals. But one way or the other, I don't know what happens to them towards the end. They just, fade out. And yeah, so I think it's just Quetta Gladiators, Islamabad United, or probably Multan Sultan. Multan Sultan is going to take a little bit of time because
Yeah.
the owner is
It
new.
looks promising, to be
Yeah,
honest.
no, it's not promising at all. But yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's because of the fact that the owner is new and he
Okay,
does not
okay.
know many things about cricket now. He does not know the technical knowledge, but God knows. But Quetta Gladiators has done a great job. And within the opening ceremony, Jahangir Khan Sahib is actually going to come and give the trophy to the defending champions, who will be Mr. Sarfaraz Ahmed, the captain himself. And yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, one last request, and that is for all of those people who've actually seen that I do a lot of shows on sports, and they keep on asking me for tickets for PSL. please, that's a very cheap thing to do. Please do not ask for tickets, because this is our very own franchise. For the very first time, on the direction of Prime Minister Imran Khan, the entire PSL is going to take place in Pakistan, and it is our responsibility to buy the tickets. The tickets as cheap as 350 rupees, 500, 1000, 1500, 3000. Please do not ask anybody else to, oblige you with the ticket. Don't do that. Because it is our own franchise and we really need to promote it. And I'm excited.
No, that is absolutely great that you're excited. But here's the thing, this is why the tickets are so convenient for everyone to buy, because first of all, you can add to the economy of the country. And then as a nation, we can have fun in something that was, let's say, lacking in the country for so long. But now we're back with a bang.
Exactly.
And here's the thing, I don't know if even I should be saying, but it's PTV, so I think I can. Shahzad actually has his own show for PSL.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we're still working out on that, and hopefully everything's going to turn out to be great too as well.
All right,
but
I have another question.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. You go ahead first. You go ahead.
My question was, so that I know that you've done almost 2 dramas as well, and well, a lot of shows, mashallah, mashallah. And for a fact, I know you have it in you that, inshallah, in the future, if you get to do a movie, you can pull it off like 100%.
I will. I also want to do it.
Inshallah, of course. So, like, when you were a student, I do realize that you were not the very nerdy type of student, but that's okay. It's okay. It's only natural. Did you used to participate in a lot of plays and everything, or did you like learn acting or inspire to be an actor?
Yeah, that's a good way to connect as well, and I had another way to connect.
Why you have to say it out
It's all right,
loud?
but I'm going to tell you,
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I always wanted to participate in dramas and whatnot, but I was a very lazy student. I'm sorry. I will always have my eyes, looking as if I'm very droopy or I need to sleep, and, there were people who actually used to call me sleepy hair, or teachers would do that as well. So once, when I was in grade 6, I got this opportunity to participate in a drama. And I went there and I was participating. I couldn't remember the lines. And then I was a little sleepy and a little lazy as well. So the teacher at that point of time, who was the drama, what do we call it, society head, she thought that it's going to be a good idea that if I just hold the curtain and stand behind it. So all of this time while the play was going, I was just peeking my head out so that everybody could see me. But not just that. Imagine that when I graduated or when I passed out from my college, I was awarded with a trophy which said Best Extracurricular Activity or Performer or something of that sort. I do not know the title, but I go back and I won it because of the fact that on our annual day in second year, or you may call it the last year for A levels as well, what happened was that there was this dance which the guys were supposed to prepare. So I was leading it, and we did a wonderful job, and that was the only cup I got in my school.
But that's amazing as well.
But I think that it was very important to kind of polish the kind of talent I had, and that's the basic reason, because not just college. I think that from there onwards, I was always participating. In fact, I was the president of the Extracurricular Activities Society in my university as well. Then I was the president of the Drama Society. So, and then it kept on going, and then I started doing radio, and then eventually I landed over here as well.
So I feel like you do agree with the fact that, given such chances and given such situations sort of in your school or college time, it does, of course, polish your talent, but also makes you so courageous and so brave in front of a lot of people that it does somehow prepare you for the future and, for all the things that you have to deal in the future as well. And maybe a lot of students who actually learn to act for the first time or, perform in front of people for the first time, maybe they know that they're actually going to pursue this as a career as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about it because in the Twin Cities, an inter-college drama competition was going on for the last entire week, if I'm not wrong. And today we have the winners from that event with us. We're going to be in conversation with them regarding what play they did, what characters they had, and generally what they do as a student. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado.
Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we have students from Imcg I-104. The first one who's joined us, ladies and gentlemen, is none other than Miss Amara Taj. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you? Good morning.
Walaikum assalam. I'm fine.
Thank you very much for joining us, Amara. It's wonderful to have you. Alongside Amara, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Aisha Kulsoom. Hello, Aisha. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I am fine. How about you?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. Alongside Aisha, ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by Miss Aksa Liaquat. Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you?
Walaikum salam. I'm feeling fine.
Well, that's great. Everybody needs to feel fine today. You guys are on our show. But last but not the least, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually been joined by Miss Varda Nazir as well. Hello, assalamu alaikum, bete. How are you?
Walaikum assalam. I'm fine. What about you guys?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. And this is how things work in a college, that you actually get to talk to the head girl in the first place and then come down to everybody else. So I think I'm going to get my conversation started with you, Aksa. So tell us about this, drama competition which was taking place, and it was an inter-college drama competition. Who won? What was the theme, and what were you supposed to do?
First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Masood Beg, producer of PTV World, for
He's the
inviting
director
us
of the
over
channel.
here.
Yeah, thank you.
And it is a great honor for us to be here.
Yeah.
Secondly, I would like to also thank Mr. Ahmed Nawaz and Ms. Vidasha
Yeah.
for attending our program on 2nd February and for appreciating our performance.
They are my best guys.
And
Yeah, you
MCG
guys did a
for.
great job. Yes.
And then the drama competitions comes, you know.
Yeah,
it's-
you do
it's
not need to
something-
take our names. It's perfectly all right.
We're humble like that. Go
Yeah.
on, we're just
Please
kidding.
go on with it. Yeah.
Like drama competition is something that enhances your talents. It makes you to discover the art of imagination and something that broadens your field. So basically we had our drama competition in our college on 2nd February
Yeah.
and there were 3 options for us, like Macbeth, and then we had The Tempest, and we also had Antony and Cleopatra.
Okay.
All right.
And there were total of 9 groups and we were the only one to perform Antony and Cleopatra.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's brilliant. Now I do want to get back to you, regarding how you being a head girl are actually balancing all the right things. But before that, coming to you, Amara, you played Cleopatra, did you?
Yeah,
Did you
I did.
choose that I want to do this?
Actually, I didn't really choose. I had stage fright. I was not
Oh.
really confident. I was very scared of doing it. I even told my teacher that I didn't want to do it.
But she saw something in you.
Yeah, she told me that you don't get chances like this every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought of it and I said it would be a good chance. So even at home I practiced looking in the mirror and everything. And like that I gained the confidence to do it.
Yeah.
And how do you feel after that? Do you feel like you actually did justice to the character?
I think I did.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, so let's talk about that as well, because Bacha Patti, I think that the crux over here is that we try to understand the character as much as we can and then try reproducing it in our own way as well. So while you were given this task of being Cleopatra, how did you do justice with it? Even when you were looking in the mirror, did you actually realize that you were as pretty as Cleopatra and that you really have to be in the character?
No, I don't think I'm pretty.
Oh, come on.
Aw, that's so sweet.
But the teacher, she said that, she said I have a good accent and for English it would be good. Even though I told her I won't be expressive, I can't express myself, she said that you can do it if you try and all.
Yeah.
And the biggest inspiration was actually her. She really forced me and helped me a lot to
Oh,
do
perfect.
it.
Do you want to give a shout out to her? Name her.
Yeah.
Her name is Ma'am Shakila. She's our English teacher.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
she
perfect.
really helped us a lot.
And since we've got this opportunity, tell us a little about how have you perceived Cleopatra's personality? Because we've seen her picture, and I cannot relate to the story because it was long ago that I've read
Yeah.
that story. So please share a little with us. What kind of a person was she?
Well, Cleopatra was she was independent and because she was the queen of Egypt, of course, she did things very differently than other women.
Yeah.
And she was a very nice woman.
Well,
All
that's
right,
great.
That does make
So-
sense.
Yeah.
But now moving on to you, Aisha, did you have a role in this play as well?
Yes, I had. I was the maid named Charma,
Okay.
and I think Cleopatra had played her role so well.
Oh.
She played she played very well in this character. This character literally suits her. Well.
That's so nice of her to say, right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I wish I had. I wish I had a video of you guys to
Ever
see
since
as well.
I was
but
growing up, I thought I could even do
Cleopatra.
Cleopatra.
all right. So do you guys study and read Shakespeare religiously, or is it just a sort of school thing to do?
Not probably. Sometimes we do read.
Are you
watch
interested in it though?
movies,
English
maybe.
literature.
I'm
yes.
really interested in
Yeah.
it. I read novels and I actually read a lot of Shakespeare.
Well,
Oh.
that's great. But I have a question for Aisha as well. So Aisha, you were the maid of Cleopatra.
Yes, sir.
So when someone told you, may it probably be your teacher, that oh, you're going to be the maid of Cleopatra, how did you feel about it? Because over here, what we think is that this role is a little smaller. I wanted to do the mainstream role.
But she has a
and
major
whatnot.
role.
So did you think?
This was a major role actually.
Yeah.
It was the starting role of the whole drama. She was our teacher was putting so many efforts in ourselves. So I think that I played very well, and I would like to thank all my team for supporting me as well.
that's
That was brilliant.
First of all, I had so much stage fear. I wasn't that confident that
Really?
I would like to perform over here. At the end, when we performed in front of the judges and
Yeah.
when we got backstage, I was like, have I performed well?
Yeah.
Am I okay?
You were not sure of
No,
it?
I wasn't sure of it
That's so
at
sweet.
all.
All right, now moving to you. Did you have a part in this first of all?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
what were you?
I was Julius Caesar.
Ooh, was he in the last scene though?
Yes, he was.
Okay, very nice. Now, of course, I want to get to your character too. But you tell me, being a head girl, first of all, from your parents' side, because it's sort of a stereotype, yes, that if you
Always
are
brings in
a head
parents,
girl,
you know.
yeah, they're students, of course. So if you are a head girl, you just have to study, stick to your books, and not do extracurricular activities. Is it true for you?
No.
You do everything?
Yes. Like multitasking is an important thing in this
Oh,
modern
absolutely,
era.
absolutely.
So it's better to give it a try, to get a break from your studies and get a relaxation time and stuff.
Okay,
Yeah, and that's great. Let me move on to Vardha. So Vardha, what were you doing in this play?
I was his soldier.
Anthony?
Yes.
No, no.
No, Caesar's soldier.
Okay, just a soldier.
Soldier one.
Soldier one. Okay.
Okay.
So what were you supposed to do? Beat people?
No, I was supposed to capture the Cleopatra queen.
Oh, so that the queen does not run away. Wow, ladies and
But
gentlemen,
she
this kind of love
suicided.
story, and you know, it's very different. Okay, so what we are going to do is, did you guys had a scene all together?
Yeah.
All four of you had a scene together?
No,
Yes.
Can we do
Us
that?
two. Us two and they
All right. So
All
first, what we're going to do is that you guys are going to give us a little bit of the scene you guys did
Okay.
together, and then we'll move on to them.
Yeah,
And let's see
while
how.
sitting.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. From like the beginning?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Or just your favorite dialogues, anything that you're comfortable with. We just want to see how you did it, a bit of it.
Yeah.
A bit of it.
Just be in the character as well, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Cleopatra for you.
If thou and nature can so gently part, the stroke of death is as a lover's pinch, which hurts and is desired. Dost thou lie still? If thus thou vanish, tells the world it is not worth leave taking.
It's my role.
Okay.
Dissolve the clouds and rain, that I may say the guard themselves to be. I was like crying moments for all of
Right, I
them.
get it. But
That's
now this
great,
is the
it's
last
cute.
moment when you're about to like bid
Yeah.
farewell to the world and
Yes.
I think
suicide.
it's cute. It's cute. Yeah. What about GT?
You want to do a scene, a line probably each?
I would like to prefer a scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's her shout.
Yeah.
Let's do
okay,
it.
go ahead.
Let's
Go
do
ahead. Come on. You need to shout, soldier. Come on, be the soldier.
Come on,
today.
soldier one.
Yeah.
Where's the queen?
Speak softly, we cannot.
Caesar hath sent.
Too slow a messenger.
Approach her, all's not well. Caesar's big-eyed.
And then Caesar enters.
And then Caesar enters.
Yeah.
Okay, go on
So
with your
Caesar, come on,
dialogue.
enter.
Most probable that so she died, for her physician tells me she had pursued conclusions infinite of easy ways to die. Take up her bed and bear her woman from the monument. She shall be buried by her handsmaid.
Wow.
You
that's
guys, that's
fabulous,
amazing.
guys. So, guys, very quickly, before we wrap up this segment, but in fact, we're not going to wrap up this segment, but we have students from other colleges as well.
Right, but just before
Yeah.
that, Shazad, we actually have a small clip of what they played. This was just an example of what it was. But right there in that setting, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at it. And when we come back, we will, further discussion.
Let's do it.
Sí, Juan Carlitos Paracidera.
No need to ask your nationality. You
Favor,
Spanish.
por favor,
What do you work?
por favor.
Cooperative.
Ah, sí, trilagas.
3 lagers. You like trees?
Sí, Argentosis, whisky coca, trilagas.
Ah, you work in a bar.
Bar.
Okay, good. Well, looking at my class.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, so this was one clip, and I think it wasn't from the same play, but yeah, it was them rehearsing as well.
Yes.
But very quickly, before we say goodbye to you as well, what have you learned by performing in front of so many people and by doing justice with the characters of, one of those love stories which everybody loved as well? Go ahead.
Well, I actually gained a lot of self-confidence, and I have become very expressive, before I wasn't that much, so and as for the character, I didn't think actually I could do Cleopatra, she had a lot of dialogues that you had to, and her emotions and everything, the expressions and how she felt sad and everything, it was dramatic.
Yeah.
So I had to do all that, but at the end it was all good.
Wow, well, that's wonderful. What about you?
We all went through a lot of emotion. We have expressed our feelings through this drama. We have got confidence level increases, our many communication skills as well,
Yeah.
and much more we have got to learn from this
Wow,
act.
that's
I
brilliant.
guess.
What about you, Beta?
I would like to say that it's natural thing that God has created everybody with a talent.
Yeah.
The only thing they need is a way to discover it. So these competitions are like a short way to find your talents, to discover them, to polish them, and then to bring them to professional level.
Wow, that's
Absolutely,
great.
and also to like sort of take a break from the hectic routine of studying and everything,
Yeah.
right? Now that you guys must be preparing
That
for university
also
as well.
help.
Yeah.
That is also important for our physical as well as mental health.
Absolutely,
Yeah, well,
absolutely.
that's great. What about you?
I was not confident at all. That now I'm really confident that I can talk to the people in front of many people. I can talk and I
Now
can.
you're really a soldier now.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
I think,
True soldier.
yeah, I think, well, that's great, and thank you very much, kids, for being with us. It was wonderful to have you, and congratulations on participating and winning the competition.
Thank you.
I think I feel great, and there's one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, which I've realized today, and that is that the government schools or colleges are doing a wonderful job in producing the kind of talented kids we had to date. And you know, whatever they said, it was right in front of you guys. I think that government colleges are going to give tough competition to private schools in coming days.
Absolutely.
That's something which is very obvious. We are very proud of you. Thank you very much for being with us. But ladies and gentlemen, we have kids from other colleges as well, whom we'll be inviting. But obviously, we need to go for a short break. Don't go anywhere, because when we guys will come back, we'll have more drama in the studio.
Stay tuned. Good morning.
Sitar is a plucked stringed instrument used in Pakistani classical music. The instrument flourished under the Mughal Empire. Sitar is named after a Persian word, setar, meaning three strings. It derives its distinctive timbre and resonance from sympathetic strings, bridge design, a long hollow neck, and a gourd-shaped resonance chamber. There are many popular modern styles of sitar, offered in a variety of substyles and decorative patterns.
Welcome back to Well This Morning, ladies and gentlemen, on a very pleasant Wednesday morning with Shahzad Khan and Shaza Hashmi. Today in the studios, well, it's very dramatic over here, I'll tell you why, because we have the winners and the runners-up from the Inter-College Dramatics competition being held here in Islamabad in the first week of February. And in the first segment, ladies and gentlemen, we actually had the runners-up, and it's now time, Shahzad, to introduce the winners.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we have the winners with us in the studios who actually won because of the fact that they were witches. And how did it turn out for them, I think, and how was it experiencing to be on the stage and being a witch in real life? I think it's going to be a very different story, but ladies and gentlemen, we're very lucky that we've actually been joined by Iman Mukhtar from Imcg F62. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Iman, how are you?
Walaikum salam, I'm good. How are you doing?
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much for joining us. And alongside Iman, ladies and gentlemen, we've actually been joined by somebody who loves literature, is a student of literature, and she's none other than Saleha Ahmed. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, how are you?
Walaikum assalam, I'm good.
Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much. And congratulations on winning the drama competition as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I know for sure that it's going to give you guys a lot of confidence.
Absolutely.
It's going to polish you guys, and whatever you guys would want to do in the near future, you're getting ready for that.
Yes.
But ladies and gentlemen, not just that, we have the second runner-ups as well over here in the studios with us. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, they're from IMCG IA3 as well. They are none other than Miss Latif Zahoor and Miss Mariam Mughal. Hello, Assalamu alaikum, good morning.
Walaikum salam.
How are you guys?
Fine.
Thank you very much for joining us. So let's get the conversation started. So how was it for you guys to be witches?
It was fun actually.
Yeah.
It was something different from usual, like it wasn't what we normally do. It was like a whole different way of speaking. Even.
Yeah.
Like we were like actual villains.
Wow.
Did you enjoy that? Did you actually
Yeah,
cast
we-
a spell, I need to win?
No, that was the best part. That it wasn't what we usually do, and we still won. So that was a different thing for us.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. But did you guys like aspire to be, oh, I want to be Macbeth, I want to be Lady Macbeth?
Yeah,
Because,
we
well,
all-
conventionally speaking, they are the main leads.
Yeah, no, I always wanted to be the witch, and we decide by what like body features and stuff like
okay.
that. So the Macbeth who was there was a strong girl, so we made her, and the other one was a sweet one and an innocent one, so we made her a Banquo, and
Okay.
we were the ones who could take out witches' voices.
That's very interesting. So performing, of course, we're going to come to your dialogues and the skit itself. But do you feel? Have you done this before, actually?
Yeah.
Okay, and do you enjoy doing it? Do you want to pursue it in the
Yes.
later life as well?
Well, if the opportunity is good, why not?
Okay, perfect.
Well, that's great. What about you guys? So how did you guys get, for example, when the teacher came in and then she was like, okay, we are auditioning and who wants to have a role in this play? So what were you guys like? Oh, ma'am, we don't know. Or probably, yes, ma'am, I still want to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, well, that's great. I mean, I think that's the kind of confidence everybody loves too as well. And then when ma'am shared that, okay, yeah, this is the play, you guys really need to prepare. How was it? Because, for me, every time I had an English play to perform in college or in school, I would always forget my lines. So how was it for you guys?
It was good.
That's it? It was good, that's it.
And for how long did it take for you guys to learn all of those lines by heart so that you can actually express and you can give the same facial expressions which were required of you?
More than 2 weeks.
More than 2 weeks?
Same for you?
Yes.
Same for you too as well? I think it's same, right?
Same.
All right, so
that's
here's the
great.
thing, when I was in school, so I absolutely loved taking part in anything other than studying.
Yeah.
So I would always be the one volunteering. Can I do it? But sadly, I would never get the main part because I did not sound like a girl. Unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, my teacher said so. She's like, oh, you're not the girl type, so you can't do it. So I was like, okay, that's sad. But so I never got to do that. But now coming to you, which one happens to be...
It makes me, I'm sorry, I'm going to stop you over here, but ladies and gentlemen, I think what we need to do is that we really need to ask Shiza for her videos from the childhood or probably a picture from the childhood. I really need to see when a teacher says to a girl student that you don't sound like a girl, what does it actually mean?
I feel like as a kid, my voice would appear thicker than other kids.
So was it like
Probably.
every time you picked up the phone and the other person would be like, Hanji Sarji, kya haal hai
No,
aapka?"
the other person would be like, oh, Bhabhi, Colonel Saab. I'm like, I'm not Bhabhi, I'm Beta. But anyway, all right. So are you guys ready to perform one of your favorite dialogues with us?
Yes.
Should we start with you?
Okay.
Actually, she's the
Yeah,
Okay,
I
you-
was the first witch.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So do I need to do it in the witch's accent?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're waiting for that.
Okay.
I really need to know how you perceive how witches actually speak.
And looking at you, I feel like you did an amazing job.
Okay. She actually did.
Where shall we meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain?
I love it. You want to go ahead?
When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's been lost and won.
Oh, let's do it together.
You guys are amazing.
Well, that was so great. You guys were so in the character. What about you guys? Yeah.
Which? First which?
Okay.
When shall we three meet again?
What's
In thunder, lightning, or in rain.
Okay.
You have to say the same thing again, but with your head facing the camera.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
When shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain.
Okay, that was scary actually. Yes, what about you?
I was king.
Oh, king.
So yeah.
No more that pain of a coward shall deceive. Our bosom and trust. Go, pronounce him his present death.
Wow.
Okay.
So that's good. But you know, this is a question which is for all four of you. And that is, why do we perceive that this is how witches speak? Because we haven't ever heard witches speak, right?
But they're supposed to be scary, probably. That's why.
Because these are actually just superstitions, and like in those two we have some good people and some bad people, and witches are usually the ones who do black magic.
Right.
So, but there are good witches as well, as in Harry Potter, but like besides the point. So here also, if we talk about this play, then the witches were bad. They were the one who made Macbeth think that one day he'll be king, and Macbeth wasn't a bad guy. He wasn't basically a villain, but his wife, Lady Macbeth, was really ambitious, and because of her, he killed the king, and it was basically because of the witches' prophecy. So they prophesied, so that was a bit bad. So witches are supposed to be bad and scary and stuff.
All right, girls. Now this is probably not a very well. I don't want to say this is a generic question, but when we're looking at stories like this and girls such young as you are, do you guys actually take out deeper messages of life from such stories as well? Because when you look at it, you think that, like you said, witches were prophesying and telling him what to do and what not to do. You should actually not, go with the flow in terms of people telling you what to do, because you yourself can better be judge of your life. Yeah, go ahead. What sort of messages have you taken from whatever you've read?
If we talk about this play, then there is not one message. Like in every scene, there is a different message. Like if we take the witches, they were just like people who allured good people out of their way.
Okay.
So it is like we shouldn't believe what other people say about us. We should have like a deaf ear towards the negative stuff or that goes against us.
That's so smart.
And then there was also that Macbeth wasn't a bad guy, and then again his wife made him do the bad stuff, and he was really ambitious, and it's like you should try to get what you deserve.
Yeah, true.
And what other people have, it's because of how they worked for it and how they deserved it after all their work. So now why don't you work for something and you get it yourself rather than going in all the bad ways and the negative stuff and then making everything difficult for your own self?
That's absolutely true, and I feel like you're right on so many points. If he had to actually wait and be loyal to the king, maybe he would be the king eventually if he wouldn't do all these wrong things. But ladies and gentlemen, it was only in the 1930s actually that the modern day witches were, made popular in terms of movies and were played, in front of people in theaters as well. The ones we know, Shazad, from Harry Potter and Sabrina, the one on broomsticks as well. We have a song from Wizard of Oz, so sorry for the slip of tongue. Let's take a look at it, and when we come back, well, we'll have the closing notes from these amazing actors over here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that, from all of these stories, there's this one thing which we can take away, and that is that the craziest of imagination can actually do wonderful things in terms of entertainment. And I think that this is what Khalilur Rahman is particularly doing over here in Pakistan or any other theatre or a drama writer as well. And for everybody to have that understanding is not really very possible, but for kids like these who've actually, studied and are students of literature and want to do things on their own, I think that it's fabulous. But there's one more thing to it, and that is that, you just cannot be in the first year of your college or the second year of your college and, all of a sudden you guys are doing such a wonderful job. So there's obviously a story from your school too as well, that you guys were always performing, you guys always wanted to perform when you guys were in school. So how was it for you when you were in school? Did you always participated in your annual days or something of that sort? And when you were doing that, what was the best character that you've ever performed while you were in your school?
Let's begin with you.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did you ever play in school?
No.
Oh, this was your first time?
First time.
How did you enjoy it? Do you want to like carry it forward?
Yes, बहुत enjoy किया.
Wow.
और first था और then first time नहीं हमसे हुआ.
सही.
और 3 to 4 days लगे हैं और इनके डायलॉग्स याद करने में और उसके बाद परफॉर्म करने में.
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह. तो आप क्या अभी आगे जाकर जब कॉलेज और पढ़ाई आप मुकम्मल कर लेंगी तो आप चाहती हैं कि आप ड्रामाज में काम करें? आप भी एक फिल्म स्टार बने, हैं? और आपके अम्मी अब्बू तो नहीं आपको मना करेंगे कि नहीं बेटा ये ना करो? नहीं करेंगे.
I think after you've studied, after you've made sure that you are an educated person, a literate person, they won't stop you from anything.
Yeah.
That is for sure.
Exactly. What about you, बेटे?
मैंने स्कूल में किया था एक बार, उसके बाद कॉलेज में आके स्टार्ट किया सेकेंड ईयर में. सेकेंड ईयर में 3 से 4 प्लेस किए हमने.
Wow.
और उसमें सबसे जो हमारा फर्स्ट प्ले था उसमें बहुत मुश्किल हुई क्योंकि काफ़ी टाइम नहीं किया, गैप आ गया बीच में. उसके बाद जब स्टार्ट किया तो फिर लास्ट पे हमारा बहुत अच्छा गया.
And you were the king, yeah? You know?
First Macbeth ही था.
I think you got the spotlight. Well, that's great. What about you, Saleh?
Well, it's hard to believe, but I was a really antisocial person.
Okay.
But like in 9th, I was like, I have to set my priorities.
Yeah.
Oh, in
And
9th,
then-
wow. And I haven't realized that, well,
Yeah.
please go on.
So
After
in
so many
9th,
years.
I did my first speech. Then I did my first debating competition. I was very ill. I got second. I was really disappointed. Then I was like, Saleh, now you have to go for first.
Wow.
Then they sent me, like, it was held under the auspice of federal board.
Wow.
Okay.
There were like about 29 colleges, and there I won first.
Wow.
No way.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, I did. So then I was like, okay, you can debate. Let's see what else. Then I found out I could write. Then I could act. And like stuff like that happened, and I just went for it. And now it's really easy if you think about it. It's not that difficult.
No, but it's very interesting.
Since you've done it, since you've
Yeah.
overcome all of those
Exactly.
things, as
Yeah.
well, I think that's wonderful. What about Chima?
Well, for me, I've always been a scaredy cat, and I just got terrified listening of mic and stage and all. So when I came to ICG, my teachers, they got me into acting and all, and it was a new experience for me, but it was very uplifting.
Yep.
And my stage fear went away. But like, it's always there, actually. A bit of it is always there. But I realized that we are performing just in front of humans.
Yeah.
And there's no need to be terrified about it.
Exactly.
Absolutely. And I tell you, it's only natural. It's only natural. Yeah, because, even this is our job, right? But there are days when I'm nervous as well. This was the first time I was dealing with live audiences. And luckily, Shahzad was with me because he's been doing this for so long. So he held it just absolutely accurately right. And when now I see my pictures and videos of that day, I was just so nervous. And you can tell it by my face. But I think you learned with experiences, right?
Yeah.
You guys
But
did an
I
amazing
think,
job.
ladies and gentlemen, everybody within this process, everybody makes mistakes as well. May it be me, may it be Shazar, may it be all of these kids as well. But for all of those people who realize that it was a mistake and then make sure that it's never going to happen again, I think are the people who are going to be bigger, better and bolder in life as well. And I think that that's the message for everybody to take home as well. But not just that. There's one more thing to ask, and that is that, when you were participating in this drama competition, that was fair enough. You told your parents that was good. What was the reaction when you told your parents that you guys actually won the drama competition? What did they say to you then?
Oh, well, of course she was excited and she was very pleased to know that, I had made an achievement.
Because I would have asked for money from my mom or my father, if I would have won a drama competition. What about you?
Well, that day I won 2 competitions. Yeah, I had a debate as well. I got first in that, and when I told my family, they were like really happy, but they weren't that excited for some reason because it wasn't my first time.
Yeah.
So they were like, okay.
So now you have a habit of winning, so may it be debates.
Yeah, but that's not right. People think I'm really confident and stuff, but they don't know my inside is like, Saleha, you can do it. And
Aw.
my legs are literally shaking, and you're like, you're really confident on stage. I'm like, you have
Don't
no
ask me.
idea. You
Well,
have
that's
no
great.
idea.
And kids, for you, I think that you definitely will have to prepare very well for the next year as well, and you can obviously win as well. And for all of these kids over here, who were here in the first segment as well, you guys did a great job too as well, because you were the runners-ups and you were the second runner-ups as well. But thank you very much for being with us. It was wonderful to have you. And for everybody who's out there, ladies and gentlemen, it was so good to see that something was actually done by government or within the government schools and colleges as well. And the students did a wonderful job. And I'm telling you that we are not far away from that day where we will be sending our kids to government colleges rather than private schools or colleges.
I do agree with that, absolutely. And this is for the parents out there. These are not just minor things, debates competition going on, drama competitions. This is something that does boost your kids' courage, their bravery as well, their confidence as well. So be an equal part in their participation in whatever they choose to do.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you need to write to us, write on a Facebook page with the name of
Well, this morning, it's on your television screens.
on Twitter,
Well, this morning without a G.
Daily Motion on YouTube,
Well, this morning.
and the repeat you can catch at
11 p.m. tonight. Till the next time, 1, 2, 3 on YouTube. You can even check out PTV World and you can see all the programs. Look after yourselves. Bye-bye.
Good
1, 2,
morning.
3. Good
Good morning.
morning.